desert and the ocean are very similar in a lot of ways. They're vast expanses that are unforgiving, have no reasonable drinking water. You can't drink salt water. Oftentimes they're traversed at night. Ocean-faring people navigating by the stars. Desert crossing people traveling at night to avoid the heat of the day. And even some of those folks travel by the stars. But a lighthouse is a beacon, a warning for seafarers at a rocky point or a dangerous area is coming up. In this case, for desert dwellers or desert travelers, the lighthouse was a beacon. In some cases to be saved, but certainly for water, for rest, a place for fresh horses. We're going to Cullings stage station. Today we're in the McMullen Valley in Arizona, and we're looking for a lighthouse in the desert. A little sandy here, boys and girls. This could get a little bit western. There's a berm. Well, I think I see a road here. We have found what we were looking for. We have made our way to the McMullen Valley in Arizona. We are between the Harquavar Mountains to the north. To the south are the Harquahala Mountains. Where I'm standing right now is the Cullings stage station. As you can see, there's a little hump here that the bike's parked on, there used to be a stage station here. There was 2 buildings connected by a central hall, but that was secondary. That came a little bit later. What was really the life-saving part of this area, not only was the stage station, but behind me is a well. The well behind me was dug by a man named Charles Culling. So the most important part about this place, the life-saving part about this place, is the well that's right behind me. It's immortalized by the monument right there, put up by the Boy Scouts of America. And this is called Culling's Well because Charles Culling had the great idea of putting this well in this exact location. Charles Culling was a saloon keeper from England. He joined the mass of people that came to America and went to California for the gold rush. Many people went to the gold rush, and the vast majority of them found that the gold was either mined out, gone, wasn't there. Even though there was masses of gold in some places, people were lucky, not all of them. Well, he came in through Yuma and came out to the desert. He was one of Henry Workenberg's first employees at the Vulture Mine in Vulture City, not far to the east of here. Charles Culling picked this spot because there was a Y here. One road went to the east to Vulture Mine or Vulture City, and the other went to Prescott and the county seat up there, and temporarily the state capital, but that was kind of the mine processing, assaying, gold center of Arizona at the time. So this was a great little crossroads. To the west was La Paz, and that was a center for folks coming from Yuma. He decided to plant his well right here. He dug down 200 feet and couldn't find anything. So he said, I'm in for this for the whole shot. He went another 25 feet, found some water, and continued down to 240 feet. So he made sure that there was a vast supply of water. So Charles built a stage station here, along with a well, and that served here from 1860s, 1865, I believe, well into the 20th century, into about 1915. Charles passed away at the age of 50 in 1878. He's buried right over there. We'll go over to the cemetery in a minute. His wife remained here with his family, and she remarried a gentleman last name of Drew, and they took over the station and continued it on. One night, a traveler in the desert was coming across. He was out of water, he was dehydrated, he was near death. He saw a light in the cabin window and followed that light here and was able to find water and rest and salvation. He was saved by coming to that light. Drew, Mr. Drew, put up a pole with a lantern on it every night after that, and it drew people in from all over the desert traveling along. It gave them a reference point to find. The desert is much like an ocean. Like the ocean, there is no water that you can drink. There is wide, vast expanses, and where a lighthouse in the ocean warns you of danger, it also lets you know that there's land there. And in the desert, it lets you know where there's a place you can rest. So this is Culling's Well Cemetery. There's 4 known bodies here. This is referenced in findagrave.com. Charles Culling is buried here. They said he died of paralysis. I'm assuming that must have meant a stroke. They mentioned two instances of paralysis, thinking maybe he had a stroke. Also is Peter Bateman, a prospector, Christian Berry employee and friend of Culling, and someone named Deacon Lungen. There wasn't any information on him. but that is the extent of Cullings Well Cemetery. There was a post office that was actually run out of here until about 1915. So I would assume along the way you could pick up your mail at the stage stop. This was pretty remote, but there were some farming communities and small towns that probably came here to get their mail. Well, we're gonna hop back on the bike and head home. Part of the story at the well, to bring up the water barrels. There was a giant water barrel that came out of the well. And they had a blindfolded mule that knew exactly how many turns it took to get that barrel up to the top. He would wind it all the way up to the top and wind it all the way back down to the bottom, however many times a day it took. In the description, I'll put a link to a book that was written about this particular spot. It's free. It's online. It's out of print, and someone actually copied it out and put it online. It's an interesting read. I encourage you to read it. You could read it on your phone or on your computer or however you'd like to read it. Print it out. Definitely check that out. Again, that'll be down in the description. So I appreciate you watching. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Adios.